What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Nerd Court. I'm Lotus Core, the one who never knows best. And in today's video, I have a sustain the industry for July 2019 for y'all because I got some manga pickups. I realized that I never actually showed you guys the stuff that I bought at Anime Expo at the beginning of the month, and I also have a couple of other things that I've had that I picked up at some point or other, but never really showed up on camera. Some of these things you guys have seen on stream, which, by the way, if you don't follow the stream, twitch.tv/LotusCore, links in the description down below, because I do actually stream more frequently than I upload on YouTube, and the only reason for that is really just because it's easier to hit the stream button than it is to sit down, record, and edit a video. That's really all there is to it. But yeah, follow the stream. But with that, let's get into these pickups. First thing I guess I'll show is actually this Master Ultra Instinct Goku figure that I actually won in a giveaway from Bandai Namco on Twitter, which was a little controversial because some people were claiming that it was rigged or whatever. But hey, I won fair and square. Hold that. Now I haven't actually built this yet because it is one of those figures that you do have to build, and I thought about doing it on stream. If I do build it at all, it'll definitely be on stream. So again, one more incentive for you to follow the stream. I've never actually built one of these figures before, and I do have another one. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I have a Vegeta one over there too that I picked up at some point. I believe Rhymestyle sent me that. I never built that one either. But yeah, I've never built one of these before, so I guess it could be a fun new experience. Hold on, let me grab the Vegeta one real quick for you guys as well. There it is. So yeah, I got this Vegeta one probably several months ago at this point, but again, it's just one of those things that I picked up. I hadn't been making sustained YouTube videos because I wasn't really buying a whole lot of manga, and so I kind of just forgot to ever show it in a video. But yeah, I believe Rhymestyle sent me this one as well. Now between the two fusions, when we're talking about Vegeta and Gogeta, I actually prefer Gogeta, but hey, I'll never say no to free merch. So yeah, Vegito. Up next we have these bad boys right here. These are the Yugi and Kaiba starter decks that were actually out. Did I do that in reverse? I did do that in reverse. The Yugi and Kaiba starter decks that were out when I was a kid. And this starter deck right here is actually the first pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards I ever had. And I'm not really that big into Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, but I really was into it as a child. And I kind of wanted to hunt this down and add it to my collection of, I guess, just otaku nerd stuff. Just for the sake of nostalgia. I remember I was talking to Rhymestyle, since he's really big into collecting Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was like, hey yo, you know how much it would cost if I found one of these, like, so I could pick it up and just have it for, like, you know, nostalgia's sake. And I remember after that conversation, like the same day, like later that day or the very next day, he actually found one and then bought it for himself. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But eventually he ended up buying like a whole lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and in that lot were both of these starter decks. And he was just like, yo, I sent you something. And so when I got it in the mail, I was just like, oh, okay, I fucks with that. I really fuck with that. Now we can get into the Anime Expo stuff, and the first thing I want to show you guys is actually this Fooly Cooly progressive t-shirt that I picked up from the Kinokuniya booth at the convention, and it's pretty dope. I don't know if I'm ever actually gonna wear it because I really don't wear anime t-shirts. Like, I have several that I don't really wear, like a bunch of Dragon Ball t-shirts, a Death Note t-shirt. You guys know that, like, I'm always just wearing like these plain solid color shirts, you know, black, white, navy, gray, a lot of black and white. But yeah, it's a collector's thing, you know what I mean? I might wear it like on stream or in a video or something like that, but I really just wanted it just because it's Fooly Cooly. You guys know it's my favorite anime of all time. Between progressive and alternative, I did prefer progressive, although I like all three seasons, although I will say season 1 is obviously still the best to me. But yeah, it's still in the packaging. I haven't even opened it up and taken it out. It might not even fit properly, but it should. It's a size large. I wear a size large. But yeah, it's really cool. You guys can't see the full design obviously because it's not open, and I don't really want to open it because I'm not going to open it unless I intend to wear it. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Up next we have this little starter deck, I believe, of Dragon Ball Super card game cards that they were giving out for free in the games area. I forget what it was called, but like the games side of the convention, where they had like arcade machines and people were bringing consoles, and they had tabletop games and they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic and Super card game and stuff. Probably not gonna get into collecting these cards myself, but it was free and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I like Dragon Ball, the cards seem cool, it's got some decent art. But yeah, it came with the cards, you know, the instruction manual, play mat, and all that good stuff. So that's that. I'm not gonna sit here and open up and go through all of these on camera right now, but I think I did go through them on streams. Like, if you really care, you could see the stream I did the day I got home from Anime Expo. But yeah. Now this next pickup is hands down my favorite thing that I picked up at the convention, and it is this Shaman King character book. Now listen. The name is Lotus Asakura for a reason, you dig me? So if you're not aware, if the name wasn't any indication for that, I'm a big Shaman King fan. I mean, you can't really tell because the mic's kind of in the way, but that stack of volumes right there, that's all 32 volumes of Shaman King, baby. That's one of my favorite series of all time. I'm named Asakura for a reason. And when I saw this in the Kinokuniya booth, I was like, oh, I think I need that. How often do I just come across Shaman King merchandise of any kind just out in the wild? Never. Like, the only time in the last 5-10 years I've ever seen Shaman King anything somewhere in the store was like when I randomly came across volume 1 of the manga at Books A Million like 4 or 5 years ago, and even that blew my mind because I was surprised to see that sitting there. Like, it was just because it's not, you know, relevant anymore. I guess it is now because it's like it's kind of back, but especially at the time, I was like, bro, no one even knows what Shaman King is anymore. But yeah, this character book, it's in Japanese, so I can't read any of it, but there's just tons of dope illustrations of all the characters in here, and it's just, man, I could really sit here for hours just flipping back and forth through it, and just, I don't know, man, it's just really cool. This is really cool. So I'm really happy to have this. Alright, so next is the last Anime Expo pickup and the first manga pickup, and we have this Viz Manga Sampler, which has like 1 chapter from 7 different series, kind of to give you like a little taste, like a sample platter of manga, see if you're feeling any of them, see if you want to get into any of those series. And the 7 series that it has are Beastars, JoJo Bizarre Adventures Part 4, Kakuryou, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Komi Can't Communicate, My Hero Academia Smash, another one of the 1,000 My Hero spin-offs that exist now, Snow White with the red hair, and Urusei Yatsura. And by the way, Urusei Yatsura, she kind of bad. I ain't even gonna hold you. But yeah, out of the 7 series in this, the only 2 that I actually read so far out of it are Komi Can't Communicate and Urusei Yatsura. I like them both. Between the 2, I gotta say I liked Komi Can't Communicate more. I thought it was funnier. I thought it was pretty cute. Komi herself is just like, she's adorable. We gotta protect her at all costs. We gotta help her make some friends. Alright, now we're getting into the manga, you feel me? And the first pick we have is actually volume 12 of One Punch Man. And it's funny because, like, I like One Punch Man. I read it when I get new stuff. I haven't caught up yet, and I probably should, because I can just read it on the Shonen Jump app on my phone. But I still haven't seen season 2 of the anime. But it's funny how I've been picking up One Punch Man volumes as of late, because I use them as basically cart toppers. So the story about how I got this volume is, I believe it was Barnes & Noble was doing, you know, Viz Media buy 2, get the 3rd for free type sale. On top of, like, there was a 20% discount code, so like you was getting like a lot of savings. So I was like, well, I can't not buy any manga, right? And so that means I bought like 9 volumes, and the 9th volume that I added to the cart was One Punch Man, because I was like, okay, I legitimately had like 8 volumes of stuff that I wanted, and I needed something else to like round out the deal so I could get the 3rd, you know, free volume. I was like, I still need more One Punch Man, so let's get One Punch Man volume 12. And that's basically how I've been collecting One Punch Man. Like, I think like the last several volumes, like the last maybe 3 or 4 volumes of OPM that I bought have been used as basically cart toppers, so I can get these buy 2, get the 3rd for free deals. And it's weird that I'm doing it that way, because it's not like One Punch Man isn't a series of its own merit that deserves to be collected just because you genuinely enjoy it. It's just that it's not a priority for me. Like, I do like it, but the other series I've been collecting, I've been more concerned with, and I'm just like, I guess I'll get some One Punch Man, you feel me? Up next, we have volume 6 of Boruto. Yes, I'm still picking this series up, and honestly, I've got to say, I read all 6 volumes that I now currently have, and then I caught up to date with the manga on the Shonen Jump app, and I've gotta say, I actually am really enjoying the manga right now. Like, it was kind of whatever at first, especially because the first couple volumes is just retelling the Boruto movie slightly differently, right? But mostly the same. And then they also redid it in the anime as well, so it's like you had 3 different versions of the same story. So I'm just like, whatever. But now that I'm up to date with the manga, I'm up at what, chapter 36 or 37. Not gonna hold you, it's pretty interesting. The story, I'm really feeling it. And Kawaki is like a really interesting character. I love cynicism. I like cynical characters are like my shit, and Kawaki is very cynical. But without going into spoilers, like, I want to see how he develops, because the way he was introduced is not, he's not the character I was expecting him to be, and I want to see how. I can't get into spoilers. I can't get into spoilers, but I just want to see how things develop with his character and with the plot line, because I'm actually just curious. I'm actually just interested. So yeah, I'm really surprised with how much I'm liking Boruto right now. Volume 6, I'll continue picking it up. I was always gonna pick it up anyway, because long time Naruto fan, I was gonna buy it off nostalgia anyway, which is a horrible thing to do. Don't buy a series don't ever buy a series just cause. Buy a series because you like it. But Boruto was honestly a series I was buying just cause, along the likes of something like Dragon Ball Super Volume 5, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't been reading Dragon Ball Super. I'm not up to date with it, but I'm buying it because I love Dragon Ball, and I'm going to read it eventually, and I know that I'll like it because I know it's Dragon Ball, and I know a lot about it. I know pretty much everything that's been happening in the manga, though, because I'm so involved, I guess, with the Dragon Ball community. I'm surrounded by it on Twitter. A lot of my a lot of my friends are obviously really big into Dragon Ball and do read the manga, so I know everything that's going on currently in the manga, like with Vegeta wanting to go to you-know-where, and the so-and-so character that's been putting in mad work. You know, I'm, again, being vague because I want to avoid spoilers. Like, I know everything that's going on. I just haven't been personally reading it, but it is what it is. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't follow my example. You feel me? Pick up a series because you're reading it and you like it, not because you think you're going to like it, or just because it's the sequel to something that you know and love, right? Because just because it's the sequel to something you know and love doesn't mean that it's gonna be good. Although fortunately for me, I have extremely low standards for pretty much everything on Earth, so I'm easily satisfied by most things, including both of these series. Up next we have volumes 19 and volume 15 of Twin Star Exorcist, and this one is like mad bright because it's so white, so it's kind of hard for you to see. I see you getting that glare right there. But yes, 2 series that I'm also up to date with, and man, let me tell you something, bro. I cannot. Why isn't this series more popular, bro? I swear, listen, I'll never forget the day I bought Volume 1 of My Hero, Volume 1 of Twin Star on the same day. I read them both, liked Twin Star more, and to this day, I still like Twin Star more than My Hero. But with that being said, how people are not enjoying this current arc of My Hero, not this arc, because we're past this. I mean, like, the up-to-date, this is just the latest English volume, but like the whole League of Villains stuff going on, this whole villain arc, it's tight, it's dope. Bro, listen, I think My Hero is really good right now. I don't think it's ever been bad, but I don't know where this trend of people hating on My Hero is suddenly coming from. People calling it Mid-Hero Academia. People were saying Black Clover is better than My Hero, which, by the way, I heard Black Clover just did some really dumb shit that pissed a lot of people off. Who'd have saw that one coming? Certainly not me. Anyway, My Hero, Twin Star, both phenomenal series. If you're not reading Twin Star, give it a shot. Some of you might have seen the anime and be like, yeah, that's not for me, but trust me, the manga is so much better and there's so much more content to enjoy. And, oh, it's so good. I love this series. And then My Hero Academia is My Hero Academia. It's great. We all know it's great. Stop hating. And last, but definitely not least, this next series that I have to show you guys is actually a new addition to the collection, which you guys know new additions to my collection are far and few between these days. But this was a must buy. I absolutely needed this in my collection. I will be buying every volume of this series until it ends. We have the first 4 volumes of We Never Learned, because this has quickly and easily become one of my new favorite series of all time. This is hands down, for me, the funniest manga I have ever read. Bro, like pretty much every chapter actually has me chuckling and giggling, like laughing out loud. It's like, it's so great. It's so great. And I remember when the anime first came out, I was seeing screenshots of this girl right here, Uruka Takamoto, and I was like, you know, your boy Lo's kind of got a thing for the dark skin anime girls. I might have to peep that one. I might have to check that out. And wouldn't you know it, lo and behold, Uruka Takamoto is best girl. No, if it ends or buts about it, ain't no debate. But I eventually actually started reading the manga for it, and I was just like, oh, this is great. This is really great. And I was caught up in like 2 days. Like I was, it was like 100 and something chapters that were out at the time, and I caught up in 2 days, and I was like, oh, I gotta go watch the anime now. So I started watching anime. I'm just like, this is just the greatest thing ever. Man, I could go on and on about how much I love this series, because every character is great. There's not a single character in this series that I dislike. The humor is phenomenal. Like I said, probably the funniest manga I've ever read, probably the funniest anime I've ever seen. The reaction faces are priceless. And another thing is, like, I'm obviously into like ecchi and harem stuff. I've kind of outgrown it a little bit. I'm not as into it as I was, like, say, in high school or whatever. But the thing that's interesting about this harem, which is kind of unique compared to other ones that I've seen, because this is a harem, I guess, right? There is no I guess. This is a harem series. But what's unique about this one in comparison to other ones that I've seen or read is that all the girls have equal stake, right? Like, you legitimately don't know who Naruyuki's gonna end, at least to me, right? Like, there's no like clear answer or like one winner who stands out between like all the girls. Like, you have Ogata, Furuhashi, Takamoto, and like obviously those are the main 3, right? But between those 3, like he's not gonna end up with, you know, his teacher, even though I'd be down for that, because have I told you about my queen, my goddess, Kawakami Sadayo? Anyway, he's not gonna end up with the teacher. But out of these 3 girls, you legitimately can't pick a winner. Like, you don't know who he's actually gonna end up with. There's no clear answer, at least to me. Now, I guess if I was gonna say the most likely, to me, if I had to make a guess, I would say Ogata. But if I had to pick somebody, it'd be Takamoto. I don't think it's gonna be Furuhashi. I don't think it's gonna be Ayumi Senpai, because she's there, but I really see these 3 girls as like the main girls. Like Asumi's in there, but she ain't really in there. You feel me? So yeah, I'm really curious to see how the story wraps up and who Naruyuki ends up with, because he's got to end up with somebody, right? Like he's gonna pick somebody eventually, right? Surely, hopefully. And even if he doesn't, like to be honest, like I'm curious about how it ends, but the ending doesn't really matter to me all that much in terms of like which girl he ends up with. I'm here for the ride, because like I said, I'm enjoying every single chapter every single week. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. This is definitely my new favorite guilty pleasure series. This is going down in probably my top 10 manga or my top 10 anime, because it's great. It's it's great. But that'll do it, folks. I have to restrain myself before I spend another hour talking about how much I love We Never Learn. But yeah, those are all my pickups for July 2019. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What pickups have you gotten recently? What new anime or manga are you watching or reading, or have you recently gotten into, or you're looking forward to getting into very soon? And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content I plan on bringing you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all for today. And remember, nothing can happen to you when it's bad. Later.